Welcome to another episode of Live from Jacksonville. I'm your host, Amadeus. A few shows have announced since the last episode. Let's run them down real quick. The Calling have rescheduled their show at 5 Jacksonville for Saturday, September 12th. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member and legendary lead singer of Heart, Ann Wilson, will be at the Thrasher Horn Center on Sunday, September 13th. Josh Turner will be performing at the Florida Theater on Friday, September 18th. And Boz Scaggs is coming to the St. Augustine Amphitheater on Wednesday, October 17th. Tickets for all those shows are already on sale at their respective venues' websites. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll be chatting with one of my childhood heroes. Ron Dante provided the singing voice of an animated pop band, the Archies. He's back on the road with the Happy Together Tour, singing songs from the Archies as well as some of your favorites by the Turtles. That conversation's on the way. But first, let's run down some of the shows coming to town over the next few weeks. Jacksonville's newest music venue, Duval Hall at the new Jacksonville Fairgrounds on Normandy Boulevard, has Buckethead coming on Wednesday, June 3rd. I got to take a tour of this new venue a few weeks ago, and it is amazing. Check out www.duvalhall.com as well as all the social media apps for Duval Hall. ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena has Journey's Final Frontier Tour on Saturday, May 16th. Shinedown on Tuesday, May 26th. The Queens, 4 Legends, 1 Stage with Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, and Stephanie Mills will be at the arena on Sunday, May 31st. And Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow hits the arena on Thursday, June 11th. Get to arena.jacksevents.com for tickets for any of these shows. The St. Augustine Amphitheater is bringing back Willie Nelson and family for one night only, Thursday, May 21st. Rising country music star Sam Barber will play the amp on Saturday, May 23rd. And the Black Crowes Southern Hospitality Tour hits the amp on Tuesday, June 2nd. TheAmp.com is the site for tickets and to check out other shows coming to the amp. Over at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, they have former Saturday Night Live cast member Tim Meadows on Friday, May 22nd. Dwayne Betts and Palmetto Motel will be at the concert hall on Wednesday, May 27th. Country singer Cooper Allen on Saturday, May 30th. And former Police drummer Stuart Copeland's Have I Said Too Much show is coming to the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall on Sunday, June 7th. This show is being described as an evening of conversation with photos, videos, and a Q&A. This should be a really fun show. pvconcerthall.com for tickets. And finally, the Florida Theater has the Happy Together Tour returning Tuesday, May 26th. Last week, I had a chance to chat with Ron Dante, who's on tour singing lead on the Turtles hits, as well as performing songs that he originally recorded as the voice of the animated pop group, the Archies. We started off talking about the bands getting ready for this tour.
We hit Atlanta later this month to start rehearsals, and then we're off and running.
You may remember it was this time last year when we spoke for the first time, and I completely nerded out on you. I told you 6-year-old me would have cried knowing I was talking to Archie Andrews, and now I feel like we're old friends.
That's the good thing about connecting. The voices connect, and you never forget that sound.
Absolutely. And also, I had to tell you, I went to the Happy Together tour last year at the Florida Theater, and I had so much fun. Me and all my friends had a blast.
That's the greatest compliment because, you want everybody to participate and make it an event for themselves. So this is great.
I actually sat next to a couple whose wedding song was Happy Together, and then years later, the Happy Together tour started, and they've been to every show since.
That song will last forever. I mean, it's people want to be happy together. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Tell us about this year's lineup. Who all's coming on the tour?
Well, we've got, the Association and Gary Puckett, the Cowsills, of course, and the Vogues. All of us have been on the tour before. But now we've got some fresh blood. We've got new people. We've got the incredible British Invasion, the Trogs, going to sing Wild Thing. And, of course, one of my favorite singing groups, the Fortunes, which had 2 of my favorite songs ever. You've Got Your Troubles, I've Got Mine, and Here Comes That Rainy Day Feeling Again. So, both between the Trogs and the Fortunes is just great. And then we have an extra added bonus with Jason Sheff, who one of the best singers around, and he's been with Chicago for 16 years, and he's going to be doing some of those great Chicago songs. So I think the audience is going to get 8 acts this year. So
wow.
It's bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, that is a lot of acts. And now that I've been to one show and I know the format, I love the way it's just rolled out hit after hit after hit.
when they conceived it, they said, we've got to give the audience what they want. And with all these acts and things, they've got to sing their favorite songs. And that's what they designed the whole show for. And I have to credit Mark Volman for putting it together with the promoters. They had that idea. The Turtles had this idea to add people to their shows and make it a real event. And it worked. And it's only gotten bigger and bigger and better.
It really is, for people of a certain age, the soundtrack of our life. And it's sharing all these great memories and sharing the experience of living out this music together.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, and the good thing is that these songs have a life of their own. My stuff, Sugar Sugar is all over the world. Young kids are dancing to it. 5 and 10-year-old kids in dancing classes are dancing to Sugar Sugar. Every day I must see 30 or 40 TikTok videos where people from China, from Russia, from South America, all over dancing to Sugar Sugar. And of course, the other songs, Happy Together, Gary Puckett's great hits. I mean, it's you can't beat it. The songs have a life of their own, as I said.
They really do. I'm not going to put you to the fire and make you promise anything, but I'm also a really big fan of Bang Shang-a-Lang.
I love doing it. I just got off a big cruise out of Florida, a Flower Power cruise. And, I had to do Bang Shang-a-Lang and Jingle Jangle. I had to do a few of the great Archie songs for that. Hopefully we'll squeeze one of those into the my set coming up this year's tour.
Man, if you can squeeze in Bang Shang-a-Lang or Jingle Jangle, I would be so happy.
So we're rehearsing. I've got to go down and tell the guys which songs I want to do. The amount of acts that are on the bill, we're not getting as much time as we usually get, but it's still going to be enough to satisfy the fans.
That is awesome. The show is Tuesday, May 26th at the Florida Theater. The Happy Together Tour, one of the most fun events you'll have all year long. Tickets are available at floridatheater.com. Thank you so much, Ron, for your time today. Again, I feel like we're old friends now. I can't even believe 6-year-old me is talking to Archie Andrews. It doesn't escape me any chance we get to connect.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm happy to do it. Please stop by the merch booth before the show. I'll probably be out there signing some autographs.
That's fantastic. Ron, thank you again for your time. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you last year and today, and I really look forward to seeing the new show this year.
Thank you. We'll see you at the show.
Tickets for the Happy Together Tour are available at floridatheater.com. That's going to wrap up this episode. I'll be back with another soon to let you know what's happening live from Jacksonville.